and welcome back to the review realm. It's Sienna, and today we are going to be taking a look at Wednesday, Season 2, Part 1, which was just released on Netflix, and I have seen all 4 episodes, and what Netflix is doing with this second season is they are splitting it up in half. One was released in August, and the next is going to be released in September, and it is 4 episodes for each part. So we are going to be discussing the first 4 episodes. It will contain light spoilers, so I will be talking freely about the show. So if you don't want to know anything, go and watch it and come right back here. But before we get to it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. So let's just get to the review. So Wednesday Season 2 starts off, and you see Wednesday, and she is going back to Nevermore for her second year there, and so is her brother. Her brother is now attending Pugsley, and she has now found a new murder case. There has been a string of murders that have occurred through ravens, and she is now on the hunt, and one of the people who ends up getting murdered is Tyler's dad, who was the sheriff in the first season. So in this second season, there are a lot of old faces and some new. We do have a new Principal Dort, and he is played by Steve Buscemi, and well done, really good casting actually, and there's something really off about him. I hope we get some more clarity in the second half of Season 2, just because he is very suspicious and they want us to know that he is suspicious. He is recruiting the siren, who is Bianca, to help get Wednesday's grandma to help fund Evermore and receive donations. And there's something just really off about him with the money, especially when it comes to the funding. And he just wants Evermore to thrive, but then he puts on this persona that he's just this great principal who likes to have fun, great guy, and is really just looking out for the outcast. That's how he portrays himself. But behind closed doors, there's definitely something off. And we do see this music teacher named Isadora, and there's something off about her. She is a prodigy in the music world, a child prodigy, but she just loves music, and she's trying to recruit Wednesday to be a part of the school's music program. And there is also a asylum that is next door sort of to Evermore, and she goes and plays music for them as well. And that occurred during the last episode 4. She plays music, and there is a zombie as well. Sorry if I'm all over the place. This show, there's just a ton of storylines in it, and honestly, it can be kind of overwhelming. But there is also a zombie in the mix of this season. Pugsley awakens a dead guy who was on the Evermore property, and he is a zombie and eating people, and the more people he eats, the more human he becomes. He's like regenerating, and she is playing this piano music, and it almost seems like she can sort of control him in some sense. So there's something really off about the music teacher, Isadora, as well. Now, this does revolve around Wednesday as well in the Addams Family. You do see a lot of the Addams Family, actually, throughout this season. A lot more. And overall, I think it's fine that we see a lot more of the Addams Family. You are sort of learning Wednesday's relationship to her relatives, which is cool and fun, but in some sense, it does take away from Wednesday. There's all these storylines I could talk about, and very few of them actually have Wednesday, but I think it's all going to make sense to the overall plot of Season 2, or at least that's what I'm hoping. We'll see when Part 2 comes out, because at this moment, we still have like a month or 3 weeks until we get Part 2 of Season 2. So I'm hoping everything sort of comes together, and it's starting to look like that as well. Now, Tyler, he is in that asylum, and they are trying to figure him out. And at the end of the 4th episode, he actually ends up escaping. He does throw Wednesday out of a window, but he doesn't kill her, which is kind of strange, a little weird that he doesn't kill her. Now, Wednesday is trying to track down the murderer of who's controlling these ravens. And she has this premonition from her ability that Enid is going to die. So she is trying to keep Enid sort of to the back end, let her do her thing, not get involved in this investigation because she knows that Enid could die. that is her premonition. And she has this other girl who can turn invisible, who is like her henchman. Her name's like Agnes, and she's just kind of there helping Wednesday. She's her stalker, a big fan. And Wednesday is trying to solve it without her psychic ability because she's lost her ability. And now she has black tears when she does try and use it, and it's just not working. And her spirit guide has passed, but she was left a book, but her mom doesn't want her to have the book because she thinks Wednesday is pushing herself too far. So there is this family conflict side, and then you have this mystery side. And then there's like all this other plot. There's a plot with her brother, the asylum, all this stuff. There's just a lot going on in these 4 episodes, which I think can be kind of confusing, and you're kind of like, what's the point of this? Like, I don't really care about these characters. I want to see Wednesday solving a crime, at least for me. Now, I'm not a huge Addams Family. I have seen the movies, but it's just not necessarily my thing. I'm like, okay, it was cool, whatever. I'm not a huge fan, but I did really love season 1 of Wednesday, and I was actually really shocked. And that came out in 2022. I was not expecting to like the first season of Wednesday, and then I was hearing all these great reviews, and I was like, okay, I'll check it out, and I loved it. I binged it. It was the best time, honestly. In season 2, the first 4 episodes, there's a lot going on, and it feels a little different compared to season 1. I feel like there's just less Wednesday, and the characters like Enid that you did get to care about, she's like there, but there's really no point in her being there, at least for right now. Same like I feel with Pugsley. I was like, okay, brother and sister dynamic in the same school, that would be cool, but then they bring her parents. Like, the whole Addams family is in this a lot more. It's not just Wednesday. So I do think it kind of takes away a little bit. I get it's more interesting, but there are a lot of things going on, and I feel like they just need to dial in. So I'm really hope that's when part 2 comes in handy. I think I'm gonna like part 2 a lot more than I like part 1 of season 2, just because I'm ready for some solving crimes a little bit more. I'm ready to see more Wednesday doing her investigation thing. That's really what I liked about season 1. And I think just season 2, hopefully we get a lot more of that. And they are trying to juggle a lot of the old characters and the new characters. And I hope it turns out well. Really, I hope part 2 works out well, because part 1 right now, I'm just like, it's okay. Now, I am not a big fan of Netflix splitting it up. I prefer the binge model. Like, I want to rot in bed for 8 hours. That's what I would prefer. I don't want to rot in bed for 4 hours. What's the fun in that? Okay, that's not even half a day. So I wish they would have just all released it. I think I probably would have liked it better. I'll definitely tell you in my part 2 review which one I do like better. But overall, I think part 1 is it's just fine, honestly. We're not really seeing that much more of Evermore. It's a lot of just the Addams family, which is fine. But I would kind of like to see Evermore and more of Wednesday doing the investigation. And I just feel like that's kind of like pushed to the side. It's a lot of family dynamics and a lot of references to season 1 as well. So if you don't remember a lot of season 1 and you're gonna go watch this, go maybe do a recap or rewatch season 1, because there is a lot of callbacks to it in season 2. It is very continuous. But overall, the acting is really good. It's beautiful. Tim Burton did a great job. Of course, you see a lot of Tim Burton in this film. If you are a fan of his films, you will really like this show. So, because he's really heavily involved in it. But overall, it's still enjoyable. I'm really looking forward to part 2. I really hope it answers a lot of our questions, and I hope all the storylines sort of connect so we can narrow down. But let me know your thoughts, and if you liked Wednesday season 2 part 1, and if you are excited for part 2, or if Wednesday is a complete skip for you. But let me know in the comment section down below, and have a great day. Bye!